I'm not sure if everybody's online now, but I think we are close to that. So we're going to start now. We're going to continue with the classes and the lists and the objects. So if you think it was difficult, it will be more difficult now. No, not maybe. So we're going to do the same things as this morning, just add some more things like having using the console for inputting data. So we could add these data to our objects that we are creating. So it's pretty much the same as this morning. So a lot of repeating. So I created actually a new project again, an empty one. Somewhere, yes, we are here in this planning. I was going to show you that there's a lot of links this week. So there's a link for every day here. So on tomorrow there are like 3 different links. So they are varying in the level of how difficult they are. So the W3 schools, that link is very good for beginners. So try that link if you think it's too much with the other ones, because this with Scott Allen and Deborah is covering a lot. And we're going to have a checkpoint also this week. It says Thursday, but I think we could start it already tomorrow. So you have some extra time to finish it. We will add the files later on tomorrow, so you have access to them. For checkpoint number 2. So we're going to do some more classes today and some lists. We're going to do something called link also. This link is something to help you to search for data. And search for things inside like a list. Yeah, so it's really useful for that. We will have later on in a few weeks, we will have more links. So today it's just showing some small parts of link. So we will do it a little bit more later on. So we're going to go for this. So this new project, I named it list link or class. It's just to keep track of the things I'm adding to the files section under Teams. That's why I'm using this naming. So first of all, we're going to create one new class, a car class again. We're going to add some more properties to it. So it's we could use link afterwards to sort some data and search for some data. So repeating again, creating a class, name the car. I will add some properties inside this. I use the snippets, writing prop and double pressing on tab. So this is the automatic or auto properties. This is the way they are written. So I'm going to do it like usual. I create a string with a brand, and I add some more properties by copy paste here. So we're going to have 4 properties this time. The first ones will be strings. So brand and model. Oh, sorry. Model, and then we're going to have year. And we're going to have speed. And this year and speed we're going to have as integers. So numbers. So this is the class again with the 4 different properties. And we're going to do we're going to do a constructor for this. So I want to have a constructor that is taking all this, that is using all these parameters. So I'm just going to right click on the class name and do quick actions and refactorings. Generate constructor. And choosing all these parameters. So now I have a constructor made for me. So when I create a new object out of car, I need to tell the brand, model, year, and speed. So what's next then? We're going to start using this somehow. Before we take the input, I'm going to show you a few ways of adding data to a list. So I can make this just like a header to our application. I'm going to call it cars. I'm going to create a list of car objects. And this was like this, and using, oh, sorry. I don't have the correct using for the list yet, so I will take Visual Studio to help me, because you will see I will get it up in the top here. It will say that it's using the collection. So I right click on list, quick actions and refactorings maybe. This is the same as you doing the other link where I'm going to show it right away. So if you go with the mouse over here, you see it show potential fixes, and it's Control plus dot as the shortcut. But you could also right click here, quick actions and refactorings. You see it's the same shortcut. So you end up in the same thing. So I'm gonna go for this using system collections generic. So I need to have this namespace included to get to use list. So like that. So now I could, you see it's turning green. So it means it's okay here. So I'm gonna use car. So I'm gonna create a list of cars. I'm gonna name it cars. And this is equals to a new list of cars. So this is creating an object with cars.
Mats, sorry to interrupt you, but do you have any links to really good tutorials about lists? When I was searching Pluralsight, the only thing I can get up is collections and then handled arrays, etc., etc. And that's just small pieces of link or list. Sorry, list.
Yes, I think you could find it from the W3 links, the W3 schools link that we have for tomorrow. And you could try searching on the docs part in on the Microsoft. We have a few links about that. We had it last week, I think. You could find more specific about lists there, I think.
Okay, I was just searching Pluralsight. So, but yeah, I'll look at the other places.
Yeah, please do that. So now we have prepared an empty list of cars. We don't have any cars inside this. This is just creating a cars object that is containing. It's prepared for us to add car objects inside it. So we're gonna do like we did this morning. I'm gonna create one car out of this car class. I give it a name, so this object will be named car1. And this is equals to a new car. And you see now I'm forced to add all the properties right away. So it's not possible to end this like this. It's not valid. So I need to add the required parameters. So I'm gonna do a Volvo. We're gonna be bored about my cars when the course is ending. I'm going to use cars all the time. If you don't like cars, it's not that fun for you. So what I did now, I created a Volvo 245 from 1982 and adding the speed 185 for it. I'm going to add this car to the list. I'm just going to show you another thing before I do that, because this is the normal way to write this. There are other ways to write this too also, so you could write it like this also, telling it var instead. Then the code will find out that we are using the car object. So this should work. Now it's complaining because I have the same name for both of them. Or you could even write it like this, another third option, just to confuse you a little bit. So you could tell you that this is, I'm just going to rename this so you see that it's not anything. So all these 3 lines are doing the same. Personally, I think the first one is to prefer. It's easy to understand. But the other 2 ways are also, it's possible to write it like this. Because in this case, they are not telling what type it is. It's already knowing it by this, the left-hand side. So you cannot write var car equals to new without the type. Then it's not understanding it. So this just a parenthesis for how it's possible to write. Yes, I'm going to add this car number 1 to my list of cars, and that could be done by taking the cars and doing add, and then I add this car 1. So this is one way to add it. I could do it combining this into one row also. So I could do it like cars, add, and instead of having an object already, I could create the object inside here. And again, I'm forced to use the input parameters. And this could be, this could be from 1980 and speed of 195. This is another way to type it. This is doing the same thing. So instead of creating an object and then adding the object into this cars list, I could do it right away with this command here. So this creates a new object. And because I have it inside the add, it's taking it right away. So we could do it also like this. We're going to create another list of cars. We're going to call it extra cars. And this is equals to a new list of cars. But instead of doing like I did in the first line here, I'm going to do it like this instead. These curly brackets or braces, and inside here I type new car. I could copy this so it makes it a little bit faster. So you would see it's possible to in many ways. So I could add more inside here. So I could have I could have a Volvo here also. So just making some adjustments on the data so we don't have the same. So something like that. So this is also possible to do. So now I'm creating a new list of cars. And I'm creating the cars inside here right away. So I'm not doing any middle step with creating a new object and taking that object and adding it to the list. I'm doing it in the same row, or same row, but in the same sequence. And this extra cars list, I could add it to the first cars list. Go for cars, and instead of add, I could use add range, because the add is just taking one object of the car. Add range is taking a collection, and that's list is a collection. So I could do add range, and then using the extra cars list. So it's getting complicated or what? Do you think it's too difficult, or is it? We can't add them all at once, is Hadi is writing. Adding them all in one object. Okay, so you were asking about this. We're gonna do one more thing here. So you will see that it's using the same techniques. So we could actually do the cars add range also here like this. We could create a new list of cars, and we could do it like this way again. So I'm gonna copy some data here. So I'm gonna do some other cars here. We're gonna check the code again. Opel Ascona maybe. We could have a Volvo. Just having some different data so we don't so every car isn't having the same. So what is this doing there? You see they are pretty much the same. So I'm doing the add range, and instead of adding a list inside here, I'd create a list inside here. So this is pretty much the same, but you come down to fewer lines of code by doing this. So this is showing you how it's possible to work with the lists and objects. So the easiest way would possibly be doing like this. You have one car and you add it to the list. But these are other ways to add more data, or even this is really good also, so you don't have to need the middle step with creating an object and then using the object. So all these are making the same things somehow. So now I prepared a list of a lot of cars here. I could have actually used this list in our application also. I'm going to create an application where we could add cars. So by typing in the console and adding this car to the list. So you will see why I keep this data, so we could use it later on. So let's do just a console write line here. And we could say add the car. No, add a new car. Press Q to show the list. In a hint of what the user should do. And now I'm going to do a while loop. So just a simple while loop here. We've done it times already. And it will loop until something breaks the loop. I'm going to add another console write line inside here. So this will be repeating every time I enter this loop. So I could do it like press enter to a new car or Q to X. Cake on cake, in Swedish expression. And so this is just, I'm just going to do a check if we are using the queue. So I'm going to name this string input, and this is equals to the console read line. So I'm actually not checking if I'm pressing enter. I'm just checking if input is containing a queue. Then we will exit this loop. So I'm not going to add any special validation and things like that. So we are expected to input everything correct. So we're going to check if input is equals to exit. You could do this if without this curly braces also, but it's a good habit to have them always, because as soon as you start to add more things inside the if statement, for example, you're required to have this set up. Otherwise, it will only read the first line after the if. So this is just checking if we are pressing Q. Let's see if we have something in the chat now. Nothing new. Or hello? No, that was an old one. Yeah. So we're going to continue here. So we're going to add or ask the user to input a brand. So doing a console write line here. Well, I'm going to use a write. So it will stop in the middle and wait for the input. And then adding a space. So the read line will be after that. I'm going to take this string brand. And it's equals to the console read line. So I'm going to do this for all the inputs. You know, the brand, model, year, and speed. Do the same. It's complaining now because I'm doing copy paste and having the same variable names. So the second will be add model, and I'm going to change the variable name also. And then we have the year. We have the speed. 4 different inputs now. Of course, we require them if you're going to add this data to the list of cars. So you remember that the constructor, when we are creating a new object, is requiring all these 4 properties. So, what next? We're not going to check anything that the speed actually is in numbers and so on. You could do it if you want to later on, but we're just gonna bypass that. So I'm gonna create a new object here. I'm gonna call it new car. And this new car is equals to new car, and I need the inputs for all these. Now I already have them from these read lines, so I could add just, and I could add model. I could add year. It will hopefully telling about this is not okay. We'll see that I get two red lines. Year and speed is not okay. It says that it cannot convert from string to integer. So you know the console is taking everything as string. So I need to convert this. I'm not going to do this try parse thing. I'm going to do this simple thing just using the convert. So I will expect that everything is correct. So this is the one way to convert it. So we're going to do the same for the speed also. And remember the int 32 is this, it's the normal int. So now I'm adding all these variables I get from the input. I'm adding it to as parameters when I create a new car. So now I actually could add this new car to my list of cars that I already have. Because you see, when I start this application, it will add all these cars to the list also. So I will have already 6 cars in my list when I start to add more cars. This is just to make it possible to just add one car and then do quit, and we get a lot of cars to present. Just making it easy for me. Use the cars list, and we do add. And we add the car, new car object. So this will add a new car to the list of objects that we have, where we already have 6 cars. And when done, it starts over here in the top again and continues until we press Q. Q and exit, actually, to be correct. So when this is done, we will do this break, and we will end out of this while loop. So we will come to this position, and in this position we could print out our data if we want to, and we want to do that. So we're going to do a little bit more of these console write lines here. We're going to do my cars. I'm going to type it unsorted, because we're going to see that later on. And now I'm going to write it out to the screen. So I want to have some header also, like a column name for the. So I'm going to do it like this. And now the console write line. Write line. I will just do the brand and so on. So continue with. We did all these columns. I'm going to write it like this. I will change it. So see why this is bad. So this is typing out the brand, model, year, and speed, and it's putting it together. There's no spaces between here. So what you could do, you could do it like this, and plus, so it will add spaces between everything. This is not. Oh, sorry. This is not so beautiful, because you will see when I start printing out the cars, it will be jumping. We could do an example for you, so you see what I mean. I'm going to print out everything inside the cars list now, actually. So we could do a for each loop here again. And we have a car in the list of cars. So this time we have a lot of cars to print out. So we're going to do a console write line again. I don't know how many console write lines we have. So now we're going to use the car object. So the car is containing these 4 properties. So we need to print them out one by one. So we're going to take the car here, and we're going to take the brand. And we're going to print out the car model. And we're going to take the car year, I think. Yes, year. And plus speed. I'm just going to add these things so you can see how it's looking this way. Am I doing it right? I'm going to add it also here. Just to add one space between every data. I'm going to change this. So I'm going to show you a better way to do it. Semantic error in if statement should be if input. What did I write? If input equals exit. At least someone was checking the code. Everyone else was asleep. So
we are listening.
No one, just laughing in the background, so being that I'm doing wrong. Yes, how this writing here, you could use the tab also. We're gonna run this, and I'm gonna add this console write line in the end of my. So it's stopping there. So we could actually run this without adding any car at all, because we will have 6 cars already. Just to see how it's looking on the screen. So I could just do Q and enter here. You see I have the cars here, but you see it's not that nice printout. Seeing the Saab here with this short characters with data, it's not matching with the column. So you could use adding this \T in the string, or you could do another thing that is built into the .NET string handling. So we're going to use that. So making this look a little bit more better looking. So we're going to do, when we have in the end here, when we are printing, instead of adding like this extra space between everything, we could use some called pad. We're going to do pad write. This makes it possible to add the total width of the string. So I'm going to say 10 here. So even if it's writing out a brand that it's 5, it will fill up with the 5 spaces afterwards. So I'm going to use this for the other ones also. And remove this unnecessary space. I don't need to add the pad right on the speed because it's the last one on the right hand side, so it has all the space it needs. So we're going to do the same with this pad right for the data also. This was already the column or the header, so I'm going to add it for the brand because the brand is a string also. Oh, sorry. Like that, and we're going to do the same for the rest of the data for the model also. I'm going to remove the extra space here, and you will see now when I add for the year something will happen. You will see it's not possible to do that. You know why?
Because it's a string method.
Yes, so the pad is only working on strings and the year is an integer. So we could still use it but we have to do it. We have to convert the year that is an integer to a string. And there is one thing to do. It's to write toString. Easy command. So I'm doing the year that is an integer toString. Sorry. And then it's possible to use the pad write. And I don't need to do anything on this about the speed. So I'm going to remove the one empty space. So let's see, let's try this again. So I just press Q here and enter. And you will see now that we have the brands are sorted like in and model and year and speed are in the correct position now. So it's easier to read the data that you're printing out on the console. Very beautiful. So this is just some help. We could also check that it's working with our input, because we have this while that is taking care of input. So we could add another car also, just to see that it's working. Hadi is asking if there aren't any console table that comes with .NET. It could be, it's possible, but we're not going to spend too much on the console itself. We're going to focus more on the classes and objects and lists and so on. So we're just using the console to print out data. But there could be some help, like having some table that is working with the console. So I'm going to need to add, just a moment, I'm going to zoom this in a little bit. So press enter to add a new car. So I'm going to press enter here. Actually, it takes anything. I could type any letter, but I need to add enter in the end. So enter right away will work. So add a brand, a model, and the year. Sorry. And the speed. And then it's added to the list. So now I can press Q again to get everything printed out. So my 6 hard-coded cars plus the one I made now. So you will see they are all in this order that they are added to the list. So what we want to do now is we want to sort this, so we could, for example, sort on brand or maybe sort on speed. And for that, we're going to use something called link. So link, what is that then? It's I was thinking about the shortening. It's a language integrated query. So it's a way to ask questions about any type of data inside when you are doing the code. So you could check a list, for example, and search for a specific data in the list. I could search for Volvo, for example, or I could search for a specific speed. So I could access any of the properties inside the car object. So I'm going to do some examples so you could see how it's used. We're going to have more link later on in a few weeks' time, where you go through different types of link and so on. So this is just one way to use link. So we want to do something, we want to sort. So when we come here to the end where we are printing out our cars, that is a list. We're going to create a new list of cars. But we're not going to do it the normal way with doing list car is equal to new car, a list of cars. We're going to take some help from link. So we're going to tell that this list, name it just. This one will be equals to my cars, the list I already have. And now I'm going to add the link part here. It will not work right away because we need to access link somehow in our code. So order by, for example, here is a link function. And you see it's red, and we get some help from Visual Studio. We could do go for the show potential fixes. And it will tell you that using system.link. So it will add this row to the top of our code. So it's still complaining, but I'm not finished with the line here. I'm just going to show you what's happened. So here, up here in the top now, it says using system.link. So now we could use link in our code. So we go back here. So I started here with this order by. So here comes a special way when you're writing a link. It's using something called lambda expressions. We're not going to go into that yet, what it is and so on, but you could use it the way I'm typing it. So it's looking like this. And this is the way. So I say that I have a car object. This could be any text. And this is the lambda expression. So I'm telling that I'm going to order by the model, the property of the models. You did see that I had access to all the properties. I have speed, year, and brand. Yeah, I'm going to do it with brand, for example. So I'm sorting this to be sorted by brand. This is using the order by is generating an other list that is not compatible with this list. So in the end, I could do just like converting it to the way I want it. So it will create a list of cars. So this is a little bit funny way of coding. So we're using the cars list that we have where we have all the cars. Then we do the order by, that is part of the link. And it's written with this lambda expression. So this could this name in the car here could be anything, but you should use something that is something that you're telling you what you are using. So this way I know, because cars, it's containing a car objects. So I'm telling it it's a car. So this has to be the same. So if I change the name here to car2, I need to have car2 name there also on the other side. So that name is, you could choose whatever you want, but it's making it possible for you to access the properties inside the cars list. So now we will be sorting by brand, and then when we are done, we are doing it to list again, because that was what we want to have. So it's doing a few things in the same line here. So when we are done with this, we could actually just copy this code and make some few changes just. So we could say sorted on brand, for example. And instead of going for each cars list, we are going for the sorted cars list. And we have the same, still the same here with this for each. So we still have the car object available here, and so we could try this and see what's happening. I'm not going to add any new cars from this console input. I'm just going to use the cars we are having. So I will get two lists now. One is unsorted and one is sorted on brand. So you will see that this actually is working, because the first one is pretty mixed with the names. And the second one starts with the Opel. It's the first one, and the Saabs, and then the Volvos. So this is where LINQ is actually very useful, because it's making it easy to sort a list of objects. There are some other things also to do with the LINQ. Let's see if we could do. Do you have any questions so far? Nothing. Crystal clear, as always. You are such good programmers, so maybe I didn't need to show you this. What else could I do? Let's say, do you remember what data we had here? 80. So let's say we want to have cars that are from the year 1980 to 81. So we should get 3 cars, 2 Saabs and 1 Opel. So we could search for that actually with the help of LINQ. So I'm going to close this one, and we couldn't create another new list again. So this time it will only contain the cars from 1980 and 81. I'm going to name it cars 80. Bad naming, but it's good for this example. And this is also using the cars list that we have from the beginning. Sorry. And now we're going to do some other LINQ. We're going to use where. So you could easily figure out what it could do. So I can use this car again, doing a lambda expression. And now I have access to the car. So I could have car year, for example. And I could say, what could I say? I could do it higher than 1979. So 1980 is higher than that. So I'm going to do two of these searches. So I'm going to put this one inside parentheses. I'm going to do another also. And car.year is smaller than 1982. So in this case, I will find all the cars from 1980 to 81. So you realized I could write this in so many different ways, this where case. It's still complaining, but you know why? I need to make it to a list. So now I have a new list of cars that are hopefully only containing cars from 1980 and 1981. So we could make this beautiful things again here. Maybe we could add also just one console right line. Separate these ones. So we could do it up here also. So now we need to have our, we change this name and could say filtering cars from 1980 to 1981. And we are not going to the sorted cars this time. We are going for the cars 8081 list. Oh, sorry. There was something wrong. So the rest of the code could be the same. So let's try this one also. We're having something in the chat maybe. Aranya is asking 8081 question mark. Could you explain your question a little bit more, Aranya? You're thinking about this name, or so this name is could be anything. I'm just creating a name of this object of cars. So just to know what it is about. So let's try this one also. I'm not going to add anything new here. I'm just going to do the queue so we get the lists. Other lists. Yeah, it should be lists in many. So you will see now that we have three different lists. One unsorted, one sorted on brand, and one list with only 3 cars. And you will see on the years that it's only showing you the cars that we want here. So the link is pretty nice to have for, it's containing a lot more. This is just showing you some things that you could do. So you could search like for every data, or you could search for a specific data, and you could sort on many columns at the same time, and a lot more. This is just, it's not necessary to learn link it at this case, but we're just showing that for specific for the sorting thing, I think it's useful to have it already now, because it makes sorting so much easier. We're going to have link later on also, so you will learn more about LinkedIn. But I think it's pretty nice to have the sorting function right away, so it's helping a lot. So you could sort on any column right away. Sorting without link, it's much more difficult and requires a lot of coding. So that's why I'm talking about link already now, even though we haven't gone through it yet. So this is just having you could see some examples about link also. I don't think we're going to add anything more to this now. So there are some link commands, so you could find the highest speed. So it could check in the property where the speed is, and you could use a max command. So it will find the card that has the highest speed, and it can calculate average speed and a lot of things. So, but I think we end this now here. Do you have any questions about this?
We'll go through ourselves, so then we'll.
Yeah, I think yes. I will add this code to the files section in Teams, so you will have it there. So this is actually the most parts are just like what you had this morning, but when mixing it together with the console input and taking out the read lines and adding it to the column, to the new object and so on. So it looks like it's a much things, but actually it isn't. But I'm gonna add the code for you so you could use it.
Yes, thank you.
My Teams crashed several times, so I'm just waiting for Irma's upload of the video so I can watch it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It will. It's not funny if the team starts to fail.
I actually have to restart the computer twice to get it up and running.
Yeah, okay. It takes a lot of memory, so maybe it could be a memory issue also if you're running other programs at the same time.
Yeah, I'm running several, so that might be the problem.
Yeah. Do we have anything else? I know it's a lot of things to digest now, but we will add it to the files section on the team, so you could have a look on it and you could ask questions afterwards if you want to. So if you don't have anything else, we see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much for today.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Matt. Bye-bye. Bye.